we did some suites at the outset when it came to finding the sound,
Hmm.
and had a presentation and a nice talk about that, and that's what Chris was mentioning. We had a few big wins out of that where they just said yes,
Hmm.
and those what was in those some things that were in those suites lived exactly as they were eventually as standalone cues. But when it comes to tackling an episode, it's just, I mean, we have a spotting session, and so we're on the same page in terms of the arc from the beginning to the end of the episode, and then it's just divide and
Hmm.
conquer.
Yeah, and I think we do. We'll definitely divvy things up. Like if there's an arc, which often there is in an episode of either the boys or Gen V, where there's multiple scenes that have a connection. So if for example, in the boys there would have been a scene where it's Butcher's flashbacks with his brother, and so if I'm gonna take the first one, I'm going to probably take all of those and continue that through, just because it makes it easier to develop it. And I think the same thing will happen with, if Matt started with a Marie scene at the beginning, he would probably take all the Marie scenes and do that kind of thing. And the other thing we probably do is, there is, we know what we can play and what we can't play. Not that we try to play everything well in the boys on purpose, but like,
Uh,
if it's going to need a solo cello on it, then Matt will obviously take that cue. And if it's going to be bass and guitar, then I know I can handle that one and things like that. So it's easy. It's somewhat divvied up a little bit that way as well.